716. Ooh. So, could be ice, but we don't know. And we're looking for 716. And it looks like we found it. It's right here. And that's where the food goes. Right to your doorstep. Food for friends. Right, this Tex-Mex Mexican food goes off at Mark IV Parkway, which we will be taking the exit right here, which I call the gates of Fort Worth, which is basically a mix master. So we'll pass under the mix master and right on, I guess, Mark IV Parkway. Little aggressive 18-wheeler right there, but that's okay because I got sonar, baby. All right, this is the Mark IV Parkway. Okay, the next road that we're looking for is called Ash Flat. Not Ash Flat, but it's Ash Flat. And we'll be dropping it off at your doorstep. Food for friends. Jolly.
And play his last song.
Hi there, I'm El.
All right. So usually on these, this one's 12. So I got to find 14. It's going to be on the 3rd floor, so we'll have to do a little bit walking around. So it looks like a lot of these building numbers are not posted, so we'll have to go in some of the hallways and look at the numbers. Yep, this is correct. Hi, do you mind just shutting the door for me?
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate it. I always want to make sure that you have them shut that door. Mostly for, you know, your own protection. Now, back in the day, before COVID, it was probably okay, but now with COVID, you never know. They could open the door and sneeze on you or something. So it's better just to drop it there at the doorstep and just tell them, you know, keep that door closed. Just for now, just in case, you know, some kind of super COVID showed up or something, you know? You don't want to be the first. Gotta tell people about it. Hold on for a second. I know I went the right way. Okay. Anyway, that's what I was saying is it's better to be safe than sorry, you know. So just until they say there's no COVID, you know, until they say that. That's not what I'm getting on the news. I watch the news all the time. All right, so this is Haltom High School. I didn't graduate from here. I graduated from Pascal High School, but I did go here for a little while. About a semester. I also went to Richland and North Richland Hills and Richland Hills for a few years. I graduated from Pascal High School in Fort Worth, but I just wanted to make note. Haltom Buffaloes right there. Got a little $11 order Duckies. They do tacos and churros. Damn, you can hear the game way out here. Just pull up here and roll your window down, listen to the game. All right, that's the last delivery for tonight, and we will continue on. There's a shot of the highway. It's kind of a weird little area right here. Kind of weird bridge. There we go. And continue on. Well, it's still November 19th, and I'll be sending these up to you real soon. And welcome to the Please Subscribe Show.
Hello. I missed you. Ooh, it's cold. Where you at? Where you at? Oh, I can't see you. You're back. Lights. Missed you. You want your water? You got it?
So what Adam forgot to mention was that's actually called Skynet. So when you got a layover, I didn't watch all of the Woo's thing, but I watched it until he got to DFW Airport. So he may have mentioned Skynet. Skynet is actually, or what is it called? It's not called Skynet. That's the Terminator. I'm sorry. I'm getting that mixed up with James Cameron. It's called Sky something. But it's basically a shuttle service, like a train or a subway, but it's above ground subway. A train that goes around the airport. It's like a shuttle. It's changed quite a bit. When I was a kid, it would run 24 hours a day. So when I was a kid, it was this little rolling thing. They probably have some of the original stuff. It'd be a good show. There it is. Go there. That's the Skylink. Yeah, Skylink. I call it Skynet, but it's Skylink. That's changed a lot since I was a kid. When I was a kid, it was a little rolling thing, but it would run 24 hours a day. I think Skylink does too. And you get on it. It's like a little subway ride. It's really fun. I think if you actually just go to the airport, you may need a ticket to actually ride it. But the other ones that were older, you didn't need a ticket to ride it. You could just go into the airport. We used to ride it all night long. And we were on strange substances. We were on fun stuff. But anyway, those are both Skylinks right there, passing by right there. And you can see that Skylink. I've got a blinking light right here. Over on the side over here is probably something new that they're probably going to build. We can see airplane right there. Oh, yeah. That's another one too. The dart rail is new as well. So they've added the dart rail. You can see right here. And we're crossing through this way. This actually says here to proceed with caution, right edge drop off, proceed with caution. Again, it says right edge drop off. I don't know what the right edge drop off is, but I will proceed with caution. Regardless, I'll take note of that blinking sign. Anyway, it's amazing, about 10, maybe 20 years from now, all this will be done with robots. And listen, let me tell you, the designers, they'll be watching my show. Because it's going to help them. Big time. Big thumbs up. Now, what's cool about being on the passage road is you can actually get out for free because they don't charge for the passage road. Thank goodness. That's a good thing. But you can get through the airport, at least right into it, without being charged even a nickel. Absolutely free. Now, if you go on the service road, that's $2 for the first hour. So it gets expensive, and you certainly don't want to park at the airport when you take a flight, unless you're a millionaire. Okay, so we go through here, and we can get right back on the highway. What's cool about these things, it'll just open right up. Ready? Open sesame. And we're good to go. The vlog is over. Now we gotta fight our way over this way. But the drive isn't over. Here we go. Now the vlog's over. Not yet, hang on. 635 east, going down this way. The wonderful thing about all of this is it pretty much is just about preference. That's it. Preference. Everybody has preference. And the other day, I got a message from somebody on YouTube saying that the Please Subscribe show, or Cole Spivey's channel, was a go-to channel. It was one of the channels that he would go to and watch. I'll tell you what, my eyes got teary-eyed, and I thought to myself, that's great. That's a great thing to hear. It's great to hear that your channel is a go-to channel, that people actually care. And that's a good thing. Because that's why we're doing this. We're doing this because people care. Mostly it's about that. We want people to care. And when we find someone that says, your channel is a go-to channel, it puts tears in our eyes. It could just be one person. And now I found out this guy's a pretty big deal on YouTube. He's got a lot of subscribers. He's making money off YouTube. He's doing great. And he actually finds my show worthy. And I got teary-eyed. And I thought to myself, wow, this actually just might work out. I mean, if one person liked it, well, why wouldn't a million? Could you imagine that? 1 million subscribers? That would change someone's life, wouldn't it? A robot voice that comes on a commercial. Don't miss this. This app is something you want to get. Doesn't that kind of annoy you a little bit, you know? Like, why can't they make the robot voice sound human? This app is something you want to get. Nobody wants to listen to that, really. But it makes a good advertisement. Well, we got another assignment coming right out of Dairy Queen. And we're going to pick up that food and drop it off to the Food for Friends, which is an imaginary app that I made up in my head, in my little delusional head about, that's kind of like an app that's like Uber Eats or Postmates or something, okay? For security reasons. So you hackers out there can stay back. What's Food for Friends? Well, it's kind of like Uber Eats. Or it's like Postmates. Right? I haven't checked out Favor, though. Favor looks interesting. We're going to a Dairy Queen, and we're going to pick up some ice cream and drop it off to some friends. Teenage to young adult, and maybe an older crowd too, Generation X crowd. Maybe we might dig it. I think teenagers might, because sometimes they'll have these type of jobs before the robots take over. And, you know, you want to work for Uber Eats, or you want to work for Postmates or some other app, or even Uber rideshare too. I've done a little bit of rideshare documentation, but not edited, but I've done some Uber stuff a little bit, but I never recorded like my Uber drives or anything like that. But I did kind of record what I was doing while I was waiting for the next offer that would be posted by Uber, or an offer posted by Lyft, meaning they give you an offer. Like, you can, when you pick up somebody, it's called an offer. Well, it's kind of like an offer. It's a possible ride, and you can activate that ride and start making money. But I would say, like, I think anyone that's maybe like 14 years, 15 years old, maybe 17 years old and up to 70, you know, I'd say my target audience, I'm just guessing, is maybe young adult to older. The reason why I don't really want kids, like young kids, to watch it is mostly because sometimes there's language, you know. There's some language, and also adult content about talking about like adult film, not adult films, not adult films, but cinematic films, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like David Lynch and stuff is adult content film, you know. David Lynch is not Walt Disney World, you know. And I talk about David Lynch quite a bit. Or Martin Scorsese is not Walt Disney World, you know. So that's more of an adult kind of thing, even though it's a little childish or comical kind of thing. Is my idea behind the show and everything. So as many as I can. The major problem with doing these types of shows that are very detailed and lots of documentation is data. So eventually these type of filmmakers that are posting on sites like, you know, YouTube or any other site, even Facebook or any of them, that's a lot of footage going up. The main thing that you're going to want is probably you're going to want a MacBook, like a laptop, like something that has at least a terabyte of RAM, or something where you can work with a great editor or a great, you know, iMovie's wonderful, but you want something with a lot of RAM and a lot of hard drive space. So you even want extension hard drives, like, you know, a hard drive that has like 5 terabytes or something. You also are going to want like a Canon camera, or even a Nikon. Canon is really good. It's popular, and it's really good to use because they're really aware that people are out there making movies with these Canons. And you want to get a type that can transfer information through Bluetooth. I learned that from Jordan the Lion. So you can get like a Nikon camera or a Canon camera, and you can get a lot of information, video recorded information, and you can transfer that video recording information to iMovie, whether it be your, you know, your Macintosh laptop or even your phone. You can transfer it to the phone, and you can use iMovie that way. So the camera is compatible. It has a Bluetooth device that will transfer information from the actual camera to, you know, a laptop or even external drive, which they're probably coming out with that too. So Apple is working with those companies like Canon or Nikon and stuff like that to find ways to accept that video recording information so that it can be turned into a movie on iMovie and then launched out through platforms like, you know, platforms like YouTube, or even Vimeo. Vimeo's a good one too. It does cost. You have to pay money for Vimeo, but it's a way of doing it. So you want something that can get a lot of information and handle that information and always being able to export. Now, export's a little advanced for you to understand. Like, what do you mean by export? Well, when you export something, you're basically taking several different raw footage, like dailies. Think of dailies in a movie. And then you're putting that all together to tell a story. That's called exporting. Now, that's a foreign language in filmmaking, but that's the brand new word that we use for editing. We can actually, the result of editing is exporting. Right? So what are you doing? Well, I'm exporting some stuff. Well, that's a filmmaker saying, yes, we know ways. That's a filmmaker saying that they are taking all their footage and they're exporting it into basically like a file. And they're storing that and then processing it on the iMovie. So the word exporting is probably a new vocabulary word in filmmaking today. And these words were probably not taught to filmmakers in, like, let's say the year 2000 or 1999 or 1998. None of those words were used in film class. You didn't sit there and go, oh, well, we're exporting something. Or like, what are you talking about? They would use words like edit or cut. We're cutting something or we're editing something. Those are old-fashioned words that we don't use anymore. All the radio, television, film stuff that a filmmaker learned in, let's say, 2000 is obsolete. Meaning they don't use it anymore. So we don't make films with celluloid anymore. It's very difficult, it's very expensive, it's very messy. Everything is done digital. So new vocabulary is being used in filmmaking today in the year 2021. So a lot of the stuff that it was taught back in, like, let's say the late 90s, like 97, 98, 1999, that's obsolete. It doesn't help the filmmaker at all. And David Lynch would agree with me. David Lynch does not like celluloid film. Now, Quentin Tarantino would disagree with me, and I disagree with Quentin Tarantino. I agree with David Lynch. I think it's all digital. Everything is digital. And if you want to be a filmmaker today, you have to learn digital. Celluloid will slow you down. Louisville. You got right in there. Just in time. Thank you, Dairy Queen.